right, we're here with another Boss Steel Blades exclusive. Today we are looking at GEC Cutlery 86 in Burlap Micarta. This is knife number 862125 in stainless steel. Let's get into the model. So, GEC Cutlery has re-released the 86s. I picked up as much of the run as I could. I picked up this model from Boss Steel Blades. I picked up most of the run from Boss Steel Blades. Little stickers that Joel always includes. So, GEC Cutlery 86 in Burlap Micarta. So, this model was released around the middle of the run. The first releases were a yellow micarta and a yellow bone, then some blues, and this came out with the browns. This was released with a brown saw cut bone. These 86s are from the GEC line, so not Northfield, not Tidioute, but GEC Cutlery, and they are in stainless steel, this time in 420HC instead of 440. Hence the SS after the model number. This is a good looking knife. I was excited about this one. I know Joel was excited about it too. He really liked this one. I thought it was appropriate for the review for this to go on the Boss Steel Blades channel. The knife is a Barlow, so you have your extended bolster and the GEC stamp, just like the two AB Barlows that came out a few years back. You've got your leaf, the two acorns, and GEC stamped in there. Like I said, this is a GEC Cutlery, so it's not Northfield and it's not Tidioute. Still, you've got a satin polished blade. You've got a cut swedge, nail nick on these. Here is your stamp, GEC Practical Knives. I'm not sure what that mark is. I don't know if that's maybe something I did to the blade. I've carried this a few times, and I've used it. These are really interesting. They're really good. Good action. Outstanding build quality on these. I mean, this is just amazing. Maybe a hair to the left that blade is sitting. But that's what I found with a lot of this run, was that the blade sat just a hair to the left. Outside of that, this thing is pretty perfect. They did a really good job with it. Look at that cut swedge. I mean, even the profile on the pile side. Look at that. How cool is that? And then here with that nail nick. I could have done a long pull, but I can totally dig this nail nick. The knife is pinchable. That spear point is just done so right. Look at that. So, 420HC steel. I've talked about that quite a bit on Slipjoint display. 420HC is a steel that was heavily popularized by buck knives and a little less carbon than 440C. Very strong steel, very tough. I'm not sure what GEC Cutlery is heat treating it at. I think it's an interesting choice. I was surprised they didn't use 440C, but then GEC Cutlery changes stuff up from time to time, and that may be what this is. Being that this isn't 440C, it's not from Cyclops Steelworks like we saw on the last 86s that were in stainless steel. These simply, you've got 862125 for the number, and then an SS for stainless steel. That's your designation. Then, of course, on the other side, we've got GEC Cutlery, Titusville, PA. Really good action on these. So, this one, I mean, to me, I really like this one because I like brown on my knives. I carry a lot of moderns with Micarta on them, and I carry, a lot of leather products. And so the color brown on knives sits well with that. So I can totally dig this from that aspect. As far as Micarta is concerned, you know, and this is something that I've talked about on Slipjoint Display. The history of Micarta, it was developed by Charles Westinghouse in 1910. And after it came along, it was used on all kinds of different products. Everything from countertops to aircraft. So it's been used quite a bit. And your three main forms are paper micarta, linen micarta, and canvas micarta. I don't know if burlap sits in with canvas because it's a cloth material or if it's its own designation. I'm pretty sure at this point they've used micarta on all kinds of different stuff, and there's all kinds of different forms of micarta. I will say that as far as knives are concerned, burlap is my favorite, just because of the detail that's there and the character that you get out of it. Look at that. That's beautiful. All the details in that. They did a really good job with these. So, just to give a few examples, this is another 86 from the same run. This is in a blue denim micarta. You can see that there's a difference in the grain and everything else on these two. This 78, which I reviewed on Slipjoint Display, is an example of canvas micarta. And this 71 is a linen micarta. This guy's old, pretty well used. Yeah, 2017 on this guy. This is knife number 715117. I've talked about this model before. I think I talked about it on the 78 video that I did. And I did note that not all bull noses are linen micarta. To my surprise, when GEC Cutlery does bull noses, they switch it up quite a bit. So, I mean, I looked this one up to make sure it was a linen micarta, but I saw others that were Delrin and canvas micarta and that kind of thing. But I wanted to just bring these out to show the differences between, you know, say burlap micarta, denim, canvas, and linen. It's a good opportunity, since I've got these on the table, to just do a little size comparison here. So, of course, here's your 86, here's your 78, and your 71. '86 is about the size of a 71. '78's coming in a little bit smaller. Yeah, I like the blue denim micarta, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like all micartas, I can dig it, but by far, my favorite is the burlap micarta. I've got this on a handful of knives, some moderns. So when I saw that this was going to be part of the lineup, I was really ready to jump at it. They did a really good job with these. Transitions are, I mean, you can't even feel it with a fingernail. I mean, it's like it's not there. Maybe there a little bit, but... And then, of course, I mean, this, on this bolster, that's stamped in. So the pins all look good. Some are flush, some are sunk, nothing proud. No proud tip. No gaps you can see from the outside. Let's have a look around. Did a size comparison with some other knives, but let's just put some measurements to it. So, what, 3-inch blade? Or maybe a hair over. 2 3/4 cutting. And just under 4-inch handle. We are not quite flush at half, but we are close. And then let's see if we can find any gaps with a light. Looks like 1 grain of sand in there. I can't even find a second time. So, yeah, really, really tight as far as gaps are concerned. They did this really well. Yeah. These knives are not going to patina. I mean, as far as stainless steel is concerned, you know, stainless really means what it says, stains less. It doesn't mean it's stain free. Unless you get into stuff like H1 or LC200N. But what I will say is, in looking at the information on 420HC, as far as the performance of the steel is concerned, its resistance to corrosion is very, very high. So, I mean, more so than 440C. So, yeah, these aren't going to take a patina anytime soon. I love the profile of this knife. Just, I mean, you gotta love the 86, but just gorgeous. Good clearance, doesn't seem to sit too deep in the knife. I mean, that's the stopping point, so you got that much in the handle. Yeah, they did a good job with these. What do you guys think? Did you see this one coming in the run? Were you interested in it? Did it catch your attention? I know a few fellas that I talk to on a regular basis who picked one of these up. I think it's a great one to get. This run of 86 has had a lot of home runs in it. What's your thoughts? I wanted to bring this out. I wanted to have some discussion with you folks. Get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you guys on the next video.